What's going on, guys? Neo here, and welcome to another Behind the Redstone. So this is actually a little bit different than any usual Behind the Redstone because there actually isn't really redstone this time. There is actually a concept I used here. I did not know it was backwards compatible. I thought it only worked in 1.8 and up. Turns out it actually worked here 1.7. And that is this wall of maps. This is probably one of the most, I don't have good memories of this. If I ever see this again, I'm gonna be crying. So yeah, so Minecraft allows you to create map files using a custom method. I'll show you guys in a few minutes. You can use this custom method to take any PNG file with a square resolution and turn it into a map, and this map can then be put onto an item frame. So look, if I take these down, they're maps. They're just maps in my hands, right? Like they're, this is a cool trick I'll show you guys in a minute. So this is I3, this is an item frame, you put it there, bam. Now it's just a giant board of coordinates. So yeah, before I go into the detail of this, guys, I'm just gonna show you what I did. So these have data tags. When you finish with the generator, they will be assigned data values. So all you would do is you give yourself filled underscore map. Sorry, give myself. There we go. So if I do that, now I have H1, which corresponds to the data ID 107, which of course would be right here. So pretty much what I did was I went to every single spot on this board, went to these lapis coordinate blocks here that sort of marked the front of the board, and I wrote down the coordinates, and then I sat down in Photoshop for 3.5 hours and made a simple template, which was letter above spot. So letter spot, it corresponds to H1, A5, and then put the X and Z coordinates that would be needed to fire at that below it. And this, I'll show you guys what it looks like, but this was a pain in my butt to make, and I want brownie points for days for this one. All right, guys, so here is the actual image. This is what I finished designing. This is what was converted into maps. So as you can see here, what I did is I have a canvas size of a square. So this is a square dimension, like 4x4 or 2x2, 1x1, whatever you want to call it. This is a square document, or picture. So what I did is I broke down each of these into 500 pixels. So this will create 5,000 by 5,000. So this makes a square setup. You have to have a square setup in order to create the good, a good map picture. If you had a 16 by 9 setup, you could do that too. You could do a 4x3. I'd prefer, if you're doing this for a practical usage of map, if you're making a sign to put up on the wall of your map, 4x3 is what I would say you should use, but this is actually 10 by 10. So as you can see here, I also put down lines. Geez, and Photoshop is gonna lag because there's so much stuff on this document. So for example, down here, oh my word, please. Okay, new guide. I have guides down to mark out these shapes, but each of these is 500 pixels. And yeah, I sat here, watched television on one monitor, and punched in coordinates on the other monitor for almost 3.5 hours, close to 4. And this is only, remember that each of them had their own side. They had to shoot the other side, right? So I had to do this for a whole nother 100 spots. I had to change the XZ coordinates. That wasn't fun. So here's the finished picture, as you can see here. Yeah, it's pretty much as simple as it looks. It just, yeah, it's just, the guidelines, keep in mind, the guidelines do not show up in, the markers. Those guide markers are just there to help me see the squares so I could make this as evenly as possible. But yes, then I took this, and I went ahead and I pumped it into a generator. Let me bring that up. All right, guys, so this is a website by the name of mcmap.digifun or something like that, but basically, this is the easiest way I can think of to make this. So the way it works is you pretty much follow a 5-step easy tutorial. Just choose file and put in the file location, and then it'll ask you how many parts are you breaking this into. So this is as you can see here, there's 10 by 10, so I set this to 10 and 10. Now, if you were doing 4x3, you would do horizontal 4 by vertical 3. If you're doing 16 by 9, you do a horizontal 16, vertical 9. But keep in mind that you are using entities for each of these spots, so I do not recommend using more than maybe 20. So I'd say stick with a 4x3. If you're gonna go crazy with these, 4x3 is the most you want to go, because you're going to lose a lot of frames if you look at it and you have too much stuff there, as you can probably see in their videos. So 10x10, that's all we have here, which is 100. I know, it's 100 item frames, but yeah. Now, Minecraft, remember, Minecraft is very particular on the colors you can use in Minecraft. So I just picked a simple blue and a simple white and a simple black outline, because these three colors, when Minecraft readjusts the colors of this picture, it will look pretty normal, okay? If I hit adjust colors, it's gonna take a minute to do it because there's so much to do, but like here, as you're gonna see, this looks about the same as it did before the adjusted colors. I'll show you guys a picture. Here, I'll flash a picture over on the side of what one looks like when you didn't, well, like if I took a screenshot of the world and just plopped that in here, it wouldn't look good. I promise you that. So, yep. Now, here's the part I did in the video where I showed you 108. This is where you assign your maps a data tag. So usually when I do this, I never start at 0, because I assume that usually people have probably opened a few maps and there's probably already existing map files. So pretty much I went ahead, I put in like 100, or for this I put 100 in, and then I put 200 in for the second 100 of maps. That way I could use that data tag I showed you format, and I could spawn the maps in. And then you pretty much just punch in a number, hit create file, and then it'll take a little bit, it'll make the map file, and then it will give you the finished result, which will be a zip file, and the zip file will contain a ton of maps. And once you downloaded this, you're gonna be given this massive document, or this massive zip file, and it's gonna be full of these map files. These, what you do is you just select all of them, like this, Control C, or you could just do right click, copy, and don't let your computer bellyache about that. I promise you it's secure. Then you're gonna go to your map file. I picked an old adventure map I played. You're gonna go into the data folder and just paste them in there. It'll take a minute, and then it'll put them all in. And now all you do is you open your world and you give yourself the map with the ID corresponding here, and it will appear. Why did I go to 404? That's an error that I don't like. Oh yeah, and also I forgot. This, when you put the maps in, they have to load. They don't just instantly work, they have to load first. This is because Minecraft has to process the maps, and they have, you see they slowly load. Usually it shouldn't take more than 5 seconds, but since there's 100 of them here, it'll take a little bit, but yeah, so anyway guys, that's this Behind the Redstone, or actually in this case, Behind the Map. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and if you guys want me to keep doing these, I actually, to my knowledge, this is like the one series on my channel that you guys like to see. Let me know what kind of things you guys want me to make in the future too, because I'm trying to think about it. There's a lot of maps out there. I could play a lot of different maps. I could do that stuff. I have an idea for a series. There's a map coming out very soon by a friend of mine who has been working on this for 2 years. It's a massive Pokemon Minecraft map. I'm considering playing that all the way through, either as a stream series or an episode series. And he's already estimated on his blog that it's going to take about 80 hours to beat the entire thing. So we could easily make content for a long time. And on top of that, I also want you, so small little plug, Hangman 2 is now entering work. Check my Twitter. I have a couple of cool things on it about the map. I want, there's some cool stuff coming in this map. But here's my specific, guys. I've finished the categories. I have my 15 categories of maps. If you guys have a specific, like, puzzle, or whatever I'm gonna call them, phrase, word, whatever. If you guys have a specific puzzle for, like, a category, like, for example, if there's a TV show that you love that I haven't thought of potentially, I'm gonna have a link to a document in the description below. It's just gonna straight up be what category, name it, your Minecraft username or your Twitter handle or something like that. Let me know what you guys want, like puzzle. You could sit here and fill this thing out 20 times. If you just want to have a bunch of like shows, let me know. But yeah, that's actually it. So yeah, be sure to like for more of this. Subscribe if it's your first video you've seen by me. And yeah, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.